This is the greatest thing that I have ever seen. Out of everything that's on the internet, this is the best thing.
This fish-keeping live stream is presented in part by Oasis Aquatics. Oasis Aquatics specializes in tropical freshwater fish, saltwater fish, invertebrates, coral, and oddballs. We strive to provide weird, rare, and unique fish. We ship all across the USA. Find your Oasis today at oasisaquaticsnj.com. Don't forget to enter the Oasis Aquatics giveaway simply by purchasing some fish from Oasis Aquatics, and you'll automatically be entered and have the chance to win $100 in store credit. When ordering, please mention Aqua Alex or my YouTube channel.
Welcome to Aquatic Wetline with Aqua Alex CARDINALE. Aquatic Wetline is a tropical fish and aquarium livestream that started out as a podcast in 2014 and is hosted by 30-year-old fish keeper Aqua Alex CARDINALE from Green Acres, Florida. Aqua Alex started fish keeping at the age of 12 and has kept monster fish, freshwater, and saltwater fish and has a lot of knowledge and experience in the aquarium hobby. Aquatic Wetline is supported and brought to you by Oasis Aquatics, an online and local fish shop in Hackettstown, New Jersey. Oasis Aquatics has cichlids, catfish, oddballs, and more. Find your Oasis today at www.oasisaquaticsnj.com. What fish topic does Aqua Alex have tonight? Let's find out. Aquatic Wetline with Aqua Alex begins now. Aqua Alex is live from his fish room in Green Acres, Florida. Take it away, Aqua Alex.
Hello, tropical fish keepers! Welcome to Aquatic Wetline with me, Aqua Alex. Today's episode and every episode of Aquatic Wetline is brought to you by Oasis Aquatics. Find your Oasis at Oasis Aquatic Wetline with me, Alex. We are going to be discussing cichlids once again. Tonight, I am going to be talking about my favorite Central American cichlids. I'm going to talk about some of my all-time favorite Central American cichlids that I have kept in the past. And I'm also going to talk about some Central American cichlids that I'd like to keep in the future that I've never kept before. I'm going to share information on each species that I mentioned, and I've got photos and videos for some of the species that I mentioned. So, in the comments, please feel free to share your favorite Central American cichlids in the comments. And as always, if you have any fish keeping questions, please feel free to post them in the comments down below. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get this episode started. And we're going to start with Amphilophus species. We're going to start by discussing the ever so popular Amphilophus. So, the Amphilophus family includes red devils and mitis. So, I think it is really important that we start this episode by discussing red devils, because red devils are the most popular of the Amphilophus family, and are also a very colorful Amphilophus as well. So let's start by discussing the red devil cichlid. Red devil cichlids are located and are found naturally in Central America. You will find them in Lake Nicaragua and Lake Managua. Now, red devils can grow 10 to 12 inches in length, so they are a relatively large Central American cichlid. Females may be smaller than the males, and males may get a larger nuchal hump on the head. The nuchal hump on red devils, mitis, and other cichlids is called a cock, K-O-K. A nuchal hump is more common in many male cichlids from both Central and South America, and a couple of cichlids from Africa, like the Frontosa, and also some hybrids like the flowerhorn and the rose queen cichlid. So red devil cichlids, very popular in the aquarium hobby. They've been around for decades. They've been around longer than I've been alive. Pure red devils are very hard to come by, unfortunately, unless you know the source of where you're getting your red devil from. The same can be said for the Mitis cichlid. Now, the Mitis cichlid is found in a broader range of countries in Central America, but it too can be found in Nicaragua, and the Mitis cichlid could also be found in Costa Rica. They tend to inhabit large permanent bodies of water, including lakes and ponds, although it has also been recorded in slow-moving parts of rivers. It particularly favors rocky walls and banks where it forages among the crevices. Mature males tend to be more well-built than females and develop longer dorsal and anal fins and a more spectacular nuchal hump. These humps only develop during the breeding season in nature, but in aquariums, many specimens possess enormous permanent humps called cocks. The Mitis cichlid is a very cool cichlid, and if you're very fortunate enough to get a purebred Mitis or a purebred red devil, then you should consider yourself extremely lucky. And we'll talk about that in just a second here on this episode of Aquatic Wetline. So Mitises and red devils are very popular. Both of them have red coloration. Both of them have really cool personalities. They're both large growing, boisterous cichlids, and they can be very, very aggressive, but they are very easy to take care of, and they're very, very easy to feed. They will eat practically anything, which is why they are a favorite of mine, and many other Central American cichlid enthusiasts love the red devil and Mitis. Now, at the beginning of this month, I had one red devil, and this red devil became the boss of my 125-gallon aquarium. Previously, the boss of my 125 was a tiger Oscar and my Jaguar Cichlid. The Jaguar Cichlid is still the number one boss, but the red devil is second in charge in terms of aggression in my 125-gallon aquarium. So much so that I had to remove my tiger Oscar because I feared that the red devil would eventually kill it. So I traded my tiger Oscar for another Amphilophus red devil, but I believe this one to be a my devil. But it is still very, very beautiful. So now I have two Amphilophus, and in the very near future, in another tank, I'll have a third Amphilophus species, but it is not a red devil, it is not a Mitis, and it is not a my devil. We'll talk about the third Amphilophus species that I love in just a second here, but I still want to continue talking about red devil and Mitis. I'm going to take the image off the screen so that you can see me, because I have a very important topic to talk about when we talk about red devils and Mitises. So I'm going to share my input and my two thoughts and my 2 cents on the difference between red devils and Mitises. Although in 2024, it is going to be really hard to tell the differences between red devils and Mitises, because there's a 95% chance that the red devil you get from your local fish store is actually a my devil, which is a hybrid that has both characteristics of a Mitis and a red devil, and they hybridized a red devil bred with a Mitis. But there's nothing wrong with the my devil in my personal opinion. But in case you were wondering the actual differences between a true red devil and a true Midas, here are some of them. The red devil and Midas cichlids are similar in appearance, but there are some differences between them. The first is the size. The red devil cichlid is larger than the Midas cichlid. The red devil can grow up to 15 inches long, compared to the Midas cichlid's 10 to 14 inches. Body shape. The red devil cichlid has a long, streamlined body, while the Midas cichlid has a long, elongated body. Mouth and lips. The red devil cichlid has a long mouth and pronounced fleshy lips, while the Midas cichlid has a shorter mouth and flat lips. They also have a different place of origin. The red devil cichlid is native to the Nicaraguan lakes, while the Midas cichlid has a much broader range in Central America. They can be found from Costa Rica all the way to Nicaragua. But they're both very similar, but the Midas is a lot wider in terms of appearance, and they don't have long or pronounced lips like a red devil has. Now, the key thing in telling true red devils from Midas is the lips. True red devils have lips like Angelina Jolie. And Midas, the lips are flatter against the snout. Midas have a more typical cichlid lip, and true red devils have a lip like they just got punched in the mouth. True red devils have lips like Angelina Jolie. Now, a few moments ago, we were talking about my devils. So let's discuss what exactly a my devil is. Unfortunately, over the past couple decades in the Central American cichlid hobby, there have been a numerous amounts of hybrids. These hybrids include the famous blood parrots and flower horns and your red Texas and all your Viejja hybrids, but it also infects the Amphilophus family because someone had the bright idea to take a true red devil and breed it with a true Midas. And what they created was a hybrid known as a My Devil. So the My Devil has traits of both a red devil and both a Midas, which creates a unique looking fish. A lot of the creamsicle Midases or the creamsicle red devils you see out there, they're actually white. So store or your pet shop is selling is most likely a My Devil. There are still ways to get a true red devil and a true Midas. That would be to know your source. It is very important in the Central American cichlid hobby to know your source and buy from reputable cichlid suppliers. So I know Cichlid of the Americas retired and he's no longer offering cichlids for sale. There's still a couple of good options out there for good quality, true Amphilophus species. Tangled Up in Cichlids is still kicking, and they have, from time to time, true wild-caught Amphilophus, red devils, and Midas. And they also have Trimac and other beautiful Amphilophus. Ken Davis also sells true red devils and true Midas. And there's a couple of other cichlid gurus out there that have true red devils and true Midas. But realistically speaking, a cichlid breeder, a really good cichlid breeder who has no place for hybrids in his aquarium hobby, would be a really good place to look also. There are actual breeders out there that specialize in keeping cichlids to their true form, their natural form. You just have to get lucky and find one of them. They're out there. I found a couple now, but it's too late. I already have a couple of Amphilophus, but they are out there. You just have to search for them. But anyway, it is really hard in 2024 to determine what a My Devil looks like. The best answer I can give you is, unless you know the source, you more than likely have a my devil. So that is our first two cichlids that we are talking about from the Amphilophus family. Let's move on to the third Amphilophus species. And this is a species of Amphilophus that I have yet to keep. I had an image of it, but it disappeared. But that's okay. I got a video I'll show after I talk about it. And this species of Amphilophus, I have to give a shout out to my Central American cichlid guru and my fellow Central American cichlid lover, Eli. My brother Eli introduced me to Trimacs again. I had known about them prior, but previously I wasn't really interested into Trimacs. But after I saw my friend Eli's, I started researching them and I took a liking to them. And I still, to this day, look up YouTube videos of Trimacs. Trimac cichlids are very, very cool. To me, they're a lot better looking than the flower horn. They are the natural flower horn. Trimacs are also known as the three-spot cichlid. And yes, folks, they are 100% natural. They are a species of cichlid from Mexico and Central America. The three-spot cichlid is a large, heavy-bodied cichlid. It has a green or yellow hue base with distinct spots on its sides. The male is much larger than the female, growing up to 15 inches. The male has longer, more pointed fins and a large red spot behind his gills. The female is smaller, growing up to 9 to 10 inches and a less dominant red spot. The male will also grow a nuchal hump when mature. The three-spot cichlid is found in slow flowing stretches in the lower river valleys of the rivers of the Pacific slope of Central America from Mexico to Panama, where there is found among the roots and weeds. Care is very similar to the red devil and Midas. The Trimac is not hard to keep at all. They will primarily feed on a fishivorous diet because in the wild, they eat small fish, they eat inverts and crustaceans. So they have a similar diet to that of the red devil and the Midas. So the Amphilophus Trimac, or I'm not even going to try to pronounce the scientific name because I'll probably get it wrong, but the Trimac cichlid is one of the Amphilophus cichlids that has eluded me in my, in my 18 plus year career of keeping fish. I haven't kept a Trimac before. My dad has, my friend Jeremy Leahy has, my friend Eli's got some beautiful Trimacs, and I know a couple of other Central American cichlid gurus who love their Trimacs. Well, in the very upcoming future, I will be having my very own Trimac. I'm quite sure, because in a matter of less than 2 months, I will have multiple tanks finally. So I'll have space for a Trimac cichlid. Nonetheless, they are one of my favorite Central American cichlids because of their color and the fact that they look like a flower horn, but they're actually 100% natural. So let's get to our first video of the evening. And I apologize in advance if my live stream lags a little bit. It seems when I play videos from my studio, there's a lag issue, like the video will play and then my camera will appear live and it's like a few seconds before I can start speaking. So I do apologize for that in advance. But anyway, here is a beautiful Trimac cichlid. So as you can see, it looks just like a red dragon flower horn or whatever it's called, but it's natural, very beautiful fish. You cannot go wrong with a Trimac. They are very colorful and they have personalities, and they're a very cool Central American cichlid. I love the red color they have. Very, very beautiful. All right, moving along. Now we're going to move into another species of Central American cichlids, another genius of Central American cichlids. And these guys are known as Parachromis, or Kupati, I think it's pronounced. But they're absolutely beautiful. They're one of the larger growing Central American cichlids that are available in the aquarium hobby. And we'll start with my absolute favorite of the Parachromis, and that would be Parachromis managuensis, or simply Jaguar Cichlid. As a matter of fact, most local fish stores will sell them under the name Jaguar Cichlid because it's easier to spell and it's easier to write because it's a shortened, abbreviated name. But their scientific name is Parachromis managuensis, particularly because of the river and lake they are found in. Anyway, the Jaguar Cichlid is my all-time favorite cichlid from anywhere in the world. The Jaguar Cichlid is up there as top-ranking favorite cichlid of mine because their colors, their personality, they're just a beautiful fish, in my opinion. The Jaguar Cichlid is found from Honduras to Costa Rica. The binominal name refers to Lake Managua in Nicaragua, from which the holotype was attained. So basically that means the very first ever caught Jaguar Cichlid came from Lake Managua. So whichever scientist or ichthyologist caught the Jaguar Cichlid, it was caught in Lake Managua a while ago. Now, the Jaguar Cichlid and most Parachromis are carnivorous. They are a highly predatory species. Adults will mainly feed on small fish. Juveniles rely on a variety of macroinvertebrates, including shrimp and crabs and insects. They prefer turbid, eutrophic lakes, and they're often found in warm water, depleted of oxygen. So that makes them extremely hardy in the aquarium hobby. In ponds and springs with sandy bottoms covered in plant debris. Very, very cool cichlid. Now, these guys can be phenomenally aggressive to the point where they kill tank mates. But in my experience, let's see, I've kept them 1, 2, 3, 4. In my half dozen times keeping Jaguar cichlids, I have been very successful in having tank mates with them. And I think a big majority of that reason is because by the time I got a Jaguar cichlid, I was already putting it into a well-established tank with fish that were well-established into the aquarium. So therefore, the Jaguar was a newcomer. But eventually, the Jaguar is going to get used to your aquarium, and eventually he or she is going to take over the hierarchy, and they will become one of the more aggressive fish in your aquarium. However, in saying that, as long as you have a really large aquarium and you're keeping them with other fish that have similar aggression levels, you should have no problem having tank mates with them. Good tank mates would include red devils and other Amphilophus species, Jack Dempseys, Texas cichlids, and some of the more aggressive Central American cichlids. I probably wouldn't keep them with any South American cichlids other than the Mesoheros, like the Mesoheros festae and the Ornatus cichlid. I think they would do well with the Parachromis Jaguar. As far as mixing Parachromis species together, you can do it. I know a friend of mine has a Jaguar, a Losteli, and a Dovii in the same aquarium, but he also has them in a 600-gallon aquarium, which is why I think it's working for now. When they're in such a large environment and there's space for each of them to establish their own territory, then it could work. But eventually, I probably would not trust a Dovii, because I would say the Dovii is the more aggressive out of all the Parachromis species. I'd say on aggression levels, it would be Dovii, Jaguar, Motaguense, and then all the other ones go under the Motaguense as far as terms of aggression. I have witnessed Dovies kill entire tanks in a matter of weeks. I actually had a friend of mine who's no longer in the aquarium hobby decide he wanted to play Russian roulette, and he was going to try having a Dovii cichlid in his tank that had African cichlids, jaguars, jewels, and all other types of fish. I know, a weird combination. I never would personally do that. But anyway, in a matter of days, the only fish remaining in the tank were the Dovii and the Jaguar and some plecos. At the end of that week, the only fish remaining was the Dovii, because Dovies are just simply, they can outpower almost any other fish on this planet. They are extremely aggressive, and that is particularly the reason why I haven't kept them. I was going to say probably the reason I haven't kept them, but I know that for a fact is the reason why I have yet to keep them, because I don't want to see them wipe out an entire tank of mine. That is why I'm waiting until I have multiple tanks before I actually go out and get a Dovii. I mean, I do play Russian roulette a lot, but I don't know if I would risk my fate of having a Dovii in a 125 with other fish. But having said that, Dovies are still an amazing one fish per tank show center fish. I wouldn't mind having a Dovii by itself in like a 90-gallon or something. I think that would be pretty cool. But we're still talking about the Jaguar cichlid. The Dovii will be the last Parachromis we talk about. There are a couple of different varieties of Jaguar cichlids. They all come from different locales. I'm trying to think which one is my favorite. It's a beautiful Jaguar. It has like a golden shine to it, and it's black and white, but it looks a lot different than your typical Jaguar. I think it's from Honduras. My friend Jeremy Leite knows. Jeremy and I talk about this all the time, but it's either Honduras. I forget. It always happens to me when I'm on a live stream. I forget the locale of the Jaguar that I like, but I believe it's Honduras. I don't know. I'm not going to remember right now because I'm going to try too hard to remember. I'm not going to be able to do it. But it's a very beautiful Jaguar. All Jaguars are beautiful in their own right. So I actually have a video of a Jaguar that I want to show you guys. It's actually my personal Jaguar, which I believe is a female. I could be wrong. It could be a male, but I do believe that the Jaguar I am going to show you is female. And it is my personal female Jaguar cichlid. It is a video that I played on this past Sunday's Cichlid Sunday Live, but I love Jaguars so much, we'll play it again here on tonight's show, and I love my Jaguar cichlid very much.
You can't touch this. You can't touch this. You can't touch this. You can't touch this. My music hits me so hard, makes me say, oh my Lord, thank you for blessing me. What a mind to rhyme and to hype me, it feels good when you know you're down. A super dope homeboy from the Oak Town, and I'm known as such, and this is a beat you can't touch. I told you, homeboy, you can't touch this. Yeah, that's how we living, and you know you can't touch this. Look in my eyes, man, you can't touch this. Yo, let me bust the funky lyrics. Fresh new kicks and bands. You got it like that. Now you know you want to dance. So move out of your seat and get a fire girl and catch this beat while it's rolling. Hold on, pump a little bit and let them know what's going on like that. Like that. Pull a little bit, just don't fall on back. Let them know that you're too much. And this is a beat they can't touch. can't touch this. Yo, sound the bell, school is in, sucker. You can't touch this. Give me a song, a rhythm, making them sweat. That's what I'm giving them now. They know. You talk about the hammer, you're talking about a show that's hot and tight. Singles are sweating so fast, I'm a whiteboard tape. To learn what's it gonna take in the 90s to burn the charts. Legit, either work hard or you might as well quit. That's word, because you know you can't touch this. You can't touch this. Break it down. Stop. Hammer time. Go with the flow. It is said if you can't groove the list, then you probably are dead. So wave your hands in the air. Bust a few moves. Run your fingers through your hair. This is it. For a winner, dance to this, and you're gonna get thinner. Move, slide your rump. Just for a minute, let's all do the bump. Bump, bump, bump. Yeah. You can't touch this. Look, man. You can't touch this. So here are two of my. You better get hype, boy, because you know you can't touch this. Ring the bell. School's back in. Break it down. Hammer time.
And that was my beautiful Jaguar Cichlid, one of my favorite Parachromis species. Well, the next Parachromis species I'd like to talk about is the red tiger motaguensen, or simply the tiger motaguense, a beautiful Parachromis species that I've yet to keep. And I haven't seen this species around me in quite some time. The last time I saw a red tiger motaguense was probably 2019, right before COVID hit, and it was a trade-in at my local fish store. And I think at the time I didn't have a freshwater aquarium, so obviously I couldn't purchase it, but I wish I did, because I've always wanted to keep a red tiger motaguense, but I'm sure in the future I will get them, because now I'm determined to find all the Central American cichlids that I have yet to keep. So these guys are a little bit on the smaller side in terms of Parachromis, because we get the Jaguar that can grow up to 16 inches. And the next Parachromis we're going to talk about is one of the larger of all cichlids. But this Parachromis is like a medium size. They get up to 9 to 12 inches, and they are near to Central America, where then Honduras. Very, very cool. So they have a really wide distribution in Central America. Their care is pretty much the same as any other Parachromis. Give them a pretty good diet. Remember, they are fishivores as well, so they need a lot of protein in their diet. You can feed them market shrimp, tilapia, worms, crayfish, and other live foods like that. Stay away from goldfish or any of the carp family fish. Guppies are okay once in a while, but really, live ghost shrimp is great for Central American cichlids and other predatory fish. The red tiger motaguense is also a very beautiful Parachromis, and I've got a video of some juvenile red tiger motaguense. And what's so cool about the red tiger motaguense is even at a juvenile stage, they show a lot of color, and their color only intensifies as they grow. That is a very, very cool Parachromis species. Very, very cool Parachromis. And now the final Parachromis that I like, perhaps the most well-known and the most aggressive, we talked about it briefly, and that is the Parachromis Dovii, aka the wolf cichlid. Some wolf cichlids, some Dovies are absolutely beautiful. I like the blue Dovies myself. I'm partial to the blue Dovies, but there are some beautiful ones out there. My personal favorite Dovii would be the Costa Rican Dovii. Those are beautiful. So, now I remember the Jaguar that I like. It's the Honduras and Nicaraguan Jaguar. The Costa Rican Dovii is my favorite. So the Dovii is also known as the wolf cichlid. Some people call it a rainbow bass. It is a species of cichlid native to Central America, where it occurs in lakes, rivers, and streams in Honduras, Nicaragua, and Costa Rica. It is one of the largest cichlids in the world. They can reach up to 31 pounds in weight, and they can get to over 2 feet long. The maximum recorded size Dovii was 2.6 feet long. That is a really large cichlid. They are a highly predatory species. They mostly feed on other fish, and they are extremely boisterous and aggressive. And one cool thing I like about the Dovii cichlid is they have some really sharp teeth. Their teeth can do a lot of damage to other fish and even potentially even human hands. So I certainly would not want to be bitten by a Dovii cichlid. However, they are on my bucket list of Central American cichlids that I would love to keep. They're very beautiful looking, especially the Costa Rican Dovii. And I've got a video of a beautiful male Dovii that I found on Facebook that we're going to play right here, right now on this episode of Aquatic Wetline. So let's go ahead and show off how beautiful male Dovies can get as they pick up some size and they become a show-stopping large specimen. And that was a beautiful male Costa Rican Dovii. My good friend Jeremy Leahy is a Dovii lover. He has a couple of Dovies. And speaking of my friend Jeremy Leahy, he will be our special guest on the next episode of Aquatic Wetline, the final episode of Aquatic Wetline before our historic 250th episode. That'll be taking place this Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 Pacific right here on Aquatic Wetline on my YouTube channel, The Real Alex Cardinale. So moving along, we're now going to talk about a very interesting group of Central American cichlids. The previous cichlids we talked about are mainly protein eaters. They're mainly meat eaters. Well, this group of cichlids we're going to talk about are known for being herbivorous, aggressive herbivores, aggressive veggie and plant eaters. So the first herbivorous cichlid we're going to talk about is one that I have yet to keep, but I really want to. It is perhaps the most basic of all the Viejja species out there, the most common, the most original, and the most longest one around in the aquarium hobby. It's been around for decades. The black belt cichlid. And to me, at least in my personal opinion, these are perhaps one of the most colorful of all the Viejjas out there. I mean, the Cynosphilium is definitely a rainbow color, but the black belt is equally as nice as the Cynosphilium cichlid, in my personal opinion. So the black belt cichlid can get 10 to 11 inches in length. So they're going to require at least a 6-foot aquarium. Unlike the Cynosphilium, black belts have a little bit of an attitude to them, so they can be mixed in with red devils and jaguars and other aggressive Central American cichlids. And they're very hardy and easy to keep as well. Even though they have a herbivorous diet in nature, in the aquarium hobby, they will eat just about anything, which is why they're a favorite for many Central American hobbyists. But because in the wild they do have a herbivorous diet, it is important that you provide them some greens in their diet as well. You can give them veggie flakes. I know Omega-1 has some really good veggie flakes. I use them for my Mentinus and my Mylius, and they really love it. So I'm sure a herbivorous cichlid like a black belt would love veggie flakes. You can give them fresh lettuce and cucumbers, things like that. The black belt cichlid is very nice, and they're relatively common. A lot of stores can get them, and they're relatively inexpensive as well. Now, as juveniles, they're not going to be as beautiful as the picture on the screen. As juveniles, they're actually going to be pretty bland looking. As juveniles, they're going to have just a plain gray body. They may have a little bit of black on them and a little bit of red, although it's really rare. That takes time to develop. But at the juvenile stage, they'll at least have the gray body and a little bit, maybe a faint black stripe. But as they mature, they'll develop that thick black stripe that they're known for, and they'll develop some red and pink coloration that makes them stand out. Very, very cool fish. My local fish store has them in abundance right now. They're actually offering, I think it's buy one, get one 50% off. There's so many of them. The problem is they're way too small for my 125. They would be feeders, unfortunately. But 2 inches. So they're small, they're tiny. But I could definitely probably find a decent sized black belt if I wanted to, if I really wanted one. All right, moving along, we're going to be talking now about the Viejja that I have kept, and that is the Cynosphilium cichlid. I know at one point in the aquarium hobby, they were known as the redhead cichlid and also the firehead cichlid. And some people call them the rainbow cichlid, but I prefer not, because there's another Central American cichlid that has that exact name, rainbow cichlid. So we'll just call it Cynosphilium cichlid, redhead cichlid, or firehead cichlid. These guys are very similar to the black belt. They grow equally as big, with one exception. I found in my personal experience that Cynosphiliums are a little bit more on the docile side compared to the black belts. I found them to do well with Severums and Jack Dempseys and other mild-mannered cichlids. Very, very cool fish, though. Very, very beautiful. There's a reason why I love the Cinospilium. I can't have any currently because I think they would get bullied in my tank. All right, so the next two cichlids that I'm going to talk about right now are species that are relatively new to me. I actually did not know much about these species until a friend of mine told me. And he said, you've been getting into Central American cichlids alike. You might want to give these two a shot. You might want to research them, and I think you're going to really like them, especially the second one we're going to talk about. But the first cichlid is one that I actually do like. And I haven't seen them in person, but I've seen them on YouTube a lot. This appears to be a Central American cichlid that is well loved overseas. People in Canada love it. People in the United Kingdom really enjoy it. People in England really enjoy it. As a matter of fact, these next two cichlids that I'm going to talk about were recommended to me by a United Kingdom Central American cichlid lover that I'm a friend of. So they're very popular there. I'm sure they're popular here in the United States of America, but probably not as popular as they are in the United Kingdom and England. So the first cichlid we're going to talk about, I hope I pronounce it right, is called a Pierceri cichlid. And this is another large growing cichlid. Males can get 18 inches in length. Females can get about 14. They are from the coastal waters of eastern Mexico and Guatemala. They inhabit river basins and lakes where it tends to be found in vegetated marginal areas. They've also been recorded in brackish water on occasion, although it is unknown if it withstands these conditions long term. And therefore, it is not recommended to try keeping them in a brackish water environment in the home aquarium. They too, like the black belts and the Cinospiliums and the other Viejjas in nature, are herbivorous, but in the aquarium, they'll adapt to pretty much anything you feed your other fish. As far as aggression goes, when I asked how aggressive these guys are, he said they're on a medium level of aggression, meaning they definitely won't start fights, but they won't back down from fights either. So the Pierceri cichlid, very, very cool. I think I might have learned or known about this species, but I think it was under a different name. The more I look at this image, the more I think I recognize this cichlid. I think I recognize it as a Burkhardt cichlid. That might be the name that I recognize it as. Central Americans and South Americans, they have so many common names that in many different parts of the world, it could be hard to recognize what it is, but I think this is a Bacardi cichlid. Don't quote me 100% on that because I could be wrong, but it looks to me like a Bacardi cichlid. So the next cichlid that we're going to talk about, I actually know as a Argentina cichlid, but he told me it was called a silver cichlid. And it's actually no longer in the Viejja family. It's actually, I think it's been moved to the Masco Heroes family. That's the little research I did on this fish before I went live. But this is actually a dream Central American cichlid of mine. And I've been talking with a couple of fish stores in my area asking if they've ever had them. And they say they are available. However, their price range is a lot of money. Because when they're available, they're available at length of 5 to 7 inches, which is perfect for me because at that size, I could just go get one and put them in a quarantine tank for a couple of weeks and then just toss them into my 125. So we're going to see if they can find them now. But these guys are very, very cool. If I was an ichthyologist or a scientist, I think I'd rename them from the silver cichlid to the panda cichlid because they look very much like a panda with the white body and the black stripes and the black coloration. So these guys grow to a foot in length. They too are herbivorous in the wild, but they can adjust to pretty much anything in the aquarium hobby. And they are kind of rare in the aquarium hobby, but you can find them with cichlid specialists like Tangled Up in Cichlids. We'll have them time from time, and they are very, very cool. So when I get one, I'll definitely have a video one from I don't know when I'll get one because like I said, they can be hard to find, but I definitely have ambitions on getting a Argentina cichlid. So very, very cool cichlid. All right. So I've actually got a video showing you how beautiful these guys get. They actually undergo a transmission from juvenile to adult. So they're very, very cool cichlid as well. So if my computer will let me, I will play that video that I found. Very, very cool. Where is it now? Here it is. So it's a 1 minute and 51 second long video. Here is a video showing you the Argentina cichlid, aka the silver cichlid. All right, and that was the beautiful Argentina silver cichlid. Very, very cool fish. Well, our next couple of cichlids we're going to talk about, I'm not going to get into too much detail because they are common bread and butter Central American cichlids, and I've kept them numerous times, and I've talked about them numerous times here on my YouTube channel. But it goes without saying they hold a special place in my heart because they are beautiful and they're very easy to keep. So up first, we've got the firemouth cichlid. The firemouth cichlid is a staple in the Central American cichlid hobby. A lot of people, when they first get into Central American cichlids, they start off with firemouths. You'll find firemouths available at Petco, PetSmart, Pet Supplies Plus, Pet Supermarket. Pretty much every local fish store will have access to firemouths. They are very beautiful. They are somewhat on the semi-aggressive side, and they don't get too big. They get about 6 inches max, which makes them perfect for a 55-gallon, 75-gallon, and larger. Very, very cool cichlid that I consider to be like Central America's earth eater. Very, very, very cool. And then there's another Central American cichlid that I really love. It is another bread and butter Central American cichlid, but I really like it. And that is the infamous boxer. Very, very cool cichlid. Male Jack Dempseys, in my personal opinion, have the best coloration, but the females are equally as nice. Male Jack Dempseys can get about 10 inches, while females will usually max out at around 8 inches. So those are just some of my favorite Central American cichlids. We still have 5 Central American cichlids to talk about. But I think right now is the perfect time to go ahead and take a quick intermission. This intermission is being brought to us by our supporter and our partner, Oasis Aquatics. Find out how you can win $100 in store credit during this intermission. You're also going to hear about some special upcoming fish keeping and other upcoming live streams coming up here on my YouTube channel, The Real Alex Cardinale. So, coming up next, we're going to discuss the Salvini cichlid, the Cuban cichlid, red bay snook, and more. My favorite Central American cichlid chat continues right after this quick word from our supporters and from some upcoming live streams. And don't forget, this Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 Pacific, I will welcome Jeremy Leahy to the show on Aquatic Wetline. So Cichlid Chat continues right after this, folks. Aqua Alex here with a very special announcement. I am very proud to announce the very first Oasis Aquatics giveaway. This giveaway is known as Find Your Oasis Giveaway. The winner will receive $100 in-store credit to be used at oasisaquaticsnj.com. The giveaway will run from July 15th through December 26th, 2024. This giveaway is a great way to support a small mom-and-pop online fish shop and also grow the aquarium hobby at the same time. So, who is going to win $100 in store credit at Oasis Aquatics? We will find out towards the end of the year, at the end of December. Here is how you enter the Find Your Oasis giveaway. Place an order with Oasis Aquatics. Simply go to www.oasisaquaticsnj.com. Check out the stock list and click on the How to Order tab and hit the Send Email button. In the email, state the fish you want, your address with your zip code, and your phone number. Be sure to mention you are entering the Find Your Oasis giveaway. Everyone who enters will be entered into a drawing, and the winner will be announced on the final Friday Live with Aqua Alex of 2024 in late December. Good luck, everyone. So, fish keepers, go get yourself some quality fish today and enter to win $100 in store credit that you can win at the end of December. OasisAquaticsNJ.com. Check out their amazing stock list and place an order today, and you'll automatically be entered into the Find Your Oasis giveaway. I hope to see some entries. Good luck, everyone, and I hope you join this giveaway.
I'd like to invite you to come join a wonderful Facebook fish keeping and reptile group. This group is dedicated to aquarium and reptile hobbyists all around the world and of all ages. We welcome everyone. This is a laid-back, drama-free Facebook group with one goal in mind: to grow and expand the aquarium and reptile hobby. While we mainly have aquarium hobbyists, we are currently welcoming reptile hobbyists as well. We encourage aquarium and reptile content creators, aka YouTubers, to come and share their videos and live streams with us. Post photos of your fish and reptiles and feel free to post questions and interact with our members. We also have weekly activities. Log on to Facebook right now and search for our group. Yep, we like fish and reptiles. Join our group. Yep, we like fish and reptiles today.
It's a Super Friday Live with Aqua Alex on the next Friday Live. It's a supersized Friday Live. Live this Friday, September 27th, 2024 at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific. Let's end September with a bang and with a loaded fish keeping Friday live stream. Owner of Oasis Aquatics, Tom McGuire, will be on the show to discuss his love of freshwater stingrays. Hear from fish keeper Jeremy Lady as our second guest. Aqua Alex Reacts returns. Aqua Alex will discuss freshwater inverts such as crayfish and clams, and he will discuss using pothos in aquariums. Aqua Alex's featured fish is the clown loach. The saltwater featured fish is the marine betta. The South American featured fish is the black ghost knifefish, and the African featured fish is the starry night cichlid. Aqua Alexa will have tips on keeping goldfish and bettas. All that and more. Live Friday, September 27th at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, right here on YouTube channel The Real Alex Cardinale. Get ready to be bitin'. Get ready to learn about fish with teeth. Fish that can definitely leave a mark or fish that can rip and tear. It's Toothy Friday Live, and it's the next special episode of Friday Live with Aqua Alex. Live Friday, October 18th, 2024 at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific. Get ready to learn about fish with teeth. Aqua Alex will feature the Caribbean piranha, red-tailed barracuda, and the tarpon. The South American featured fish will be the black piranha, black wolffish, and the black pacu. The African featured fish will be the African Odo pike, tigerfish, and the MBU pufferfish. Plus, learn about needlefish as the saltwater featured fish. Toothy Friday Live with Aqua Alex will kick off Piranha Weekend, and Piranha Weekend concludes with Piranha Saturday Live on October 19th at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. After a thrilling and successful Stingray Saturday Live, Alex Cardinale is proud to announce another special themed episode of Saturday Live, dedicated to another aquatic creature with a bad reputation. Let's get ready to tangle the piranha. Get ready for an electrifying special episode of Saturday Live with Alex Cardinale that dives deep into the thrilling world of piranhas. Tune in on Saturday, October 19th, 2024 at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific on The Real Alex Cardinale's YouTube channel. This episode will spotlight 3 fascinating piranha species: the red belly piranha, the black piranha, and the Manueli piranha. Ever wondered if these notorious fish are truly dangerous to humans, or whether they can make good pets? Alex Cardinale will tackle these questions and more, bringing you expert insights and captivating visuals. Don't miss out on this fantastic episode that promises to be both educational and entertaining. Subscribe now and hit the notification bell so you won't miss a moment of the action. Piranha Saturday. Live with Alex Cardinale. Live Saturday, October 19th, 2024, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific here on YouTube channel, The Real Alex Cardinale. It's time to get in the spooky spirit. Halloween season is now upon us. Halloween-themed Saturday Live with Alex Cardinale begin on the next Saturday Live. Live this Saturday, September 28th, 2024 at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific on the last Saturday Live of September and the first of the fall. Get ready for a thrilling episode. Alex Cardinale will have spooky Halloween facts on WWE SmackDown, and facts on CBS. Chef Alex returns to Saturday Live, and he'll have a Halloween sugar cookie recipe. The very first featured Halloween candy will be the Reese's White Chocolate Ghosts. Our scary creature featured animal will be the intimidating Nile crocodile from Africa. The pet of the week is the ugly bulldog. Yankees fan Alex Cardinale will recap the 2024 Yankees regular season schedule and discuss keys to reaching the World Series. Buccaneers fan Alex Cardinale will recap Week 3 against the Broncos and previews Week 4 against the Eagles. Plus, Aqua Alex will have another aquarium update, crumble cookie spotlight, and so much more. Live Saturday, September 28th, 2024, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific on YouTube channel The Real Alex CARDINALE.
Looking for something exciting and fun to watch on Sunday, October 6th, 2024? Well, Aqua Alex CARDINALE is proud to invite you to tune in and watch the 250th episode of Aquatic Wetline right here on YouTube channel The Real Alex CARDINALE. Fish keepers get ready for a fun fish keeping celebration, all in honor of reaching 250 episodes. Aquatic Wetline started in 2013 as an audio podcast. And truth be told, it's very likely that Aqua Alex has well over 1,000 episodes if you count all the audio-only episodes, but Aqua Alex is only considering the YouTube Aquatic Wetline lives because they are much more fun. One thing for sure, though, is this. Aquatic Wetline is one of the longest, lasting, and original fish-keeping live streams, and it will continue to grow. Live Sunday, October 6th, 2024 at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. Get ready for a fun fish-keeping live stream to celebrate Aqua Alex's hard work. On Friday, September 20th, 2024, Oasis Aquatics announced that it would be closing its retail location and focusing its efforts on online sales and aquarium maintenance. Live Sunday, October 6th, 2024 at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. Oasis Aquatics owner Tom McGuire will be on the show to discuss what led to the decision to close the retail shop and what the future holds for Oasis Aquatics. Plus, Aqua Alex will get new fish, and they will be revealed on the show. Also, meet the new Oasis Aquatics commercial. Plus, Aqua Alex will have aquarium facts, fish tank update, and so much more. Don't miss the 250th episode of Aquatic Wetline Live, Sunday, October 6th, 2024 at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific on YouTube channel The Real Alex CARDINALE.
That's right. 1 week from Sunday, we'll have our historic 250th edition of Aquatic Wetline. Welcome back to tonight's Aquatic Wetline, episode 248, where we're talking about my favorite Central American cichlids. So let's get right back into our cichlid discussion. So before our intermission, we talked about Amphilophus, Parachromis, Viejja, Viejjas, Dempseys, and firemouths. Well, I've got 5 remaining favorite Central American cichlids that we are going to discuss. So let's get right back into it. The next Central American cichlid that I'm going to talk about comes from Cuba. It is, as you can guess, the Cuban cichlid. I wonder if the Cuban cichlid loves to smoke cigars. Just kidding. But the Cuban cichlid is actually a very cool cichlid. Kind of looks like a Jaguar cichlid, just a little bit. But it stays a little bit smaller than the Jaguar cichlid. Now, I have seen these guys around. Personally speaking, I wasn't really a big fan of them, but they are definitely an interesting cichlid. Now, they can grow up to 10 inches in length. They are very large and aggressive, and they come from the Isle of Cuba. Now, while juveniles can be rather plain with mostly brown and gray coloration, adults show a much more eye-catching marble pattern of white and black. Now, previously, I wasn't interested much in the Cuban cichlids, but now if I saw a decent-sized one, I definitely would keep it. So the Cuban cichlid is a very nice Central American cichlid. We all know that as of late, I've taken a huge liking to Texas cichlids and Carpintis cichlids. I actually have one electric blue Carpintis. I had 2, but I had to remove the other one because he was getting bullied by the dominant one. So I gave my other Carpentis to my dad, and he's enjoying that. He'll enjoy raising the Carpentis cichlid. But they are definitely beautiful. And then we've got the ever so beautiful yellow belly cichlid, aka Salvini cichlid. You know, most people say that their favorite of the Salvinis is the females. And while female Salvinis are beautiful, and they are, that's why their scientific name is either yellow belly cichlid or orange belly cichlid, because females have that bright orange belly. I think the males are underrated in terms of their appearance. Males are equally as good looking in the Salvini. And males actually get large enough to live with other aggressive cichlids. Males can actually push around 7 to 8 inches, while females get a respectable 5 to 6 inches. But don't let their small size fool you. They are definitely an aggressive cichlid. If I had to compare them to a dog, I'd say the Salvini would be a Chihuahua. Might be small, but man, they can pack a powerful punch and a powerful bite. They can kill tetras and stuff, but they're definitely a unique Central American cichlid. I love Salvinis. I'm actually on the hunt for a couple of them. A male and female would be nice. Well, we talked about the name of this cichlid earlier on in the show when we were talking about Phenospiliums, and that is the rainbow cichlid. The rainbow cichlid's kind of technically a dwarf Central American cichlid. I don't know if you really could consider it a dwarf, considering they grow 5 inches. But the rainbow cichlid is actually very, very nice. Very, very cool cichlid. They have been bred in the aquarium hobby for decades, and for good reason. They are fairly peaceful compared to many South American cichlids and Central American cichlids. They do not grow large enough to outgrow most tanks, and their color is certainly worthy of their name. Like I said, they get up to 5 inches in length. Very, very cool. And then we've got the Nicaraguan cichlid, which is also known as the macaw cichlid. These guys get somewhat larger than the rainbow cichlid. The Nicaraguan cichlid can get about 6.5 inches. I've seen them from time to time. They are absolutely a beautiful fish. Again, this is another one that I would consider to be the Central American version of a geophagus or a sand sifter. They look great in sand, and they will actually sift sand, which is really cool. I actually had one of these guys for a couple of months for a friend of mine when his tank busted and he needed a place to keep his Nicaraguan cichlid. So by the time I had angelfish and other peaceful stuff, and Nicaraguan cichlid was no bother whatsoever. Did not bother anything in that aquarium, so that was pretty cool. So it is nice to know that if you're not into the super aggressive, boisterous cichlids, that there are some peaceful Central Americans out there, like the rainbow cichlids and the Nicaraguan cichlids. Well, if you like peaceful, the final cichlid we're going to talk about may not be for you, because it is another extremely large growing Central American cichlid that is highly fishivorous. And it'll eat any fish that it thinks can fit in its mouth. It actually doesn't look like a cichlid at all. That's why it has a non-cichlid name. And of course, I'm talking about the red bay snook. And don't let the name fool you. It is not a snook. It is a cichlid, but it was given the name snook because it does have snook-like appearances, but it's a cichlid after all. And it is a very cool cichlid, but it's a highly fishivorous cichlid, meaning it eats fish. And you'll find the red bay snook in Guatemala and northern Central America. They can get up to 20 inches in length, so just under 2 feet. So they get just under 2 feet, but they are fishivores. They are known to eat fish almost half their size. So definitely going to want to keep these with cichlids that will fight for themselves, because otherwise they will eat practically any and every other fish. Now, I've kept these in the past, but when I kept them with tiger shovelnose, red-tailed cats, arowanas, practically anything that would be way too big for them to be eaten. So in order for them to be in a community aquarium, it would have to be with other large, growing, predatory monsters. So these guys are a cichlid for huge aquariums, or maybe a 125 with a couple of larger silver dollars, but they're definitely a cool cichlid. They have a monster fish personality that is kind of hard to find in cichlids, at least for the fish that actually use the word and use the characteristics of monsters that eat and kill everything. That would be the red-based snook, in my opinion. And I would say that the red-based snook is the Central American version of the Malawi eyebiter or the Malawi hawk or the Malawi gar, in that they will constantly eat smaller Central American cichlids. As a matter of fact, there is a scientist that I talked to a number of years ago that observed these guys in Guatemala, and when they collected a dead one and they did analysis of what was in their stomach to see what they were eating in the wild, there were several different species of small Central American cichlids, goby, and catfish in them. So they don't just stick to cichlids, they eat any other fish that comes, which is very, very interesting. And also in their gut samples were frogs and small snakes and lizards. So they eat pretty much anything they think can fit in their mouth, which is pretty cool when it comes to a cichlid, if you ask me. All right. Well, that is everything for this episode of Aquatic Wetline. I certainly appreciate everyone that watched tonight's episode. If you watched from beginning to end, you, my friend, are a legendary viewer. You are a legend if you support me and watch all my videos. I greatly appreciate it. If you do enjoy the video, please smash that like button and please share this video on social media so that I can get closer to becoming monetized here on YouTube, because I do put a lot of work and time into my YouTube channel and my YouTube live streams. Well, tonight's episode was number 248 of Aquatic Wetline. This Thursday will be number 249 when I welcome Jeremy Leahy to the show. And then, of course, a week from Sunday, we'll have our 250th episode. I want to thank each and every one of you for being part of tonight's show, and thank you for making Aquatic Wetline a success on my YouTube channel. With that being said, have a great rest of your Tuesday evening, a great Wednesday, and we'll see you all this Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern for a fun fish keeping interview with Jeremy Leahy and I. And if you have any fish keeping questions you want Jeremy to answer, please email me at alexgoyankeescardinale19@gmail.com with them, and I will ask Jeremy your questions. Happy fish keeping and keep the fish you like. Happy fish keeping, and Aqua Alex saying good night from Florida.
Thank you for watching this live stream on the Real Alex Cardinale YouTube channel. We hope you enjoyed today's live stream. Whether you learned about tropical fish, a crime, an American tragedy, or had fun on Saturday Live, your view is what keeps the great content coming. Thank you for supporting Alex Cardinale and watching this live. It's hard to believe we are quickly approaching 11 years together. Get ready for a big 11-year celebration taking place in New Jersey. Special thanks to our sponsor Oasis Aquatics for helping our channel grow. Looking for quality tropical fish? Check out oasisaquaticsnj.com. Like this video if you enjoyed it. Share this video on social media and let your friends view too. Remember, sharing is caring. Subscribe for more awesome videos. Thanks for watching and stay legendary. Goodbye for now. We will see you on the next live.